Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Way In. Today's episode is titled, How to Give Sensational Customer Service.
Well, if everybody followed this rule, there'd be more success in this world in all these businesses. Don't you feel more comfortable going to a place where they've got good service?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as far as my techniques, my first idea, like the first thought that comes in my head is to make the customer feel like a friend.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you want to get out of the customer mindset, the client mindset, and make them feel like a genuine friend. You want everything to feel genuine and organic, so like you're trading goods and services, but like you just want people to like be ingratiated at the highest level.
So true, and I wish more people would do it, I only favor places that actually make me feel comfortable when I go there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll have to suck it up and get something that I have from another place that don't really like their price or anything, but at least they're going to give me a, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
And it goes such a long way to getting like that repeat business, because it's one thing to get somebody coming in, but it's another thing to keep people coming in, like that is more important than, just, hit and run business.
That's actually the key to the whole thing, because you can always dazzle somebody on the first sale, and they, and hopefully they're going to say, hey, I like the place, they were friendly, very helpful. But if you really, really sell them, you're building a relationship that you like. And
build a relationship.
And that relationship is so important because if it works out well, it could be generational too. You could get that kid's kid, et cetera, et cetera. The mother's happy.
True.
Humans are just inherently lazy. That's exactly why we don't get it everywhere like you should. I mean, it's a simple thing. Just engage, be friendly, and just try to make relationships. But they think it's hard work.
Yeah.
It's a form of work, but is it really hard?
It's not hard. It's definitely not hard. Once you get into the practice of it, it becomes second nature. So you kind of keep rolling with it. Like you get to the point where like you really can't stop.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, like personally, I can't really exist in a world where I can't actually have a conversation that's related to what I'm doing. If I'm buying something and I specifically want to tell the cashier, like, this is a really good book. It's something I'm not sure if you like, whatever. You make small talk with people. I just don't go, okay, thank you. Sometimes some people don't even say thank you in here, actually.
Yeah.
In my business, but you got to say thank you. You got to say thank you because at least make me feel that it was worth me spending my money there.
Absolutely. Now, my second technique or tip, if you will, would be to always smile and be enthusiastic about life. Like people just don't smile, and it kind of blows me away. It boggles my mind. Like I don't understand it. It's simple. It costs you nothing. And it goes a long way, especially, when people are approaching you, they don't know who you are. They've never been in the store. It's like, give them a smile.
Hell yeah, because a smile is like a priceless accoutrement that you actually have as a human being.
Yeah.
And it comes with
to
a deal.
give to everyone.
Correct.
Everyone.
So, yeah, everybody. And it's free and it just flows. If it had a certain color in a wind tunnel, you'd see how beautiful it would just flow, It's like the whole world is all based upon like saying hi and being friendly because if you don't do that, then there's no need for retail businesses. Now, because we're seeing this problem, the reason why we're discussing it, because we're realizing it's a problem. You take how Amazon is functioning and all these other companies that do all the mail order businesses, a lot of people don't have to engage except for pressing some buttons.
So they're getting out of the habit.
Correct.
That muscle's getting weak.
Yeah, and when all the muscles go weak, especially the brain, and you're done because a society that's like us, we're the higher level of the mammal society.
Yeah.
If we don't talk, we might as well be robots.
Yeah.
Sacrifice your brain to AI if you want.
Yeah. So we're getting to the point where everybody's just gonna plug in, not leave the house. That's crazy. That's a topic that we're definitely gonna come back and touch on. But and being enthusiastic about life, you can take as don't complain.
Yeah, really.
Don't tell people your problems. People come here, they're shopping, they're here to purchase things from your store. They are not here to purchase, all the sob stories that you have in your life.
Well, we might complain about things in my shop a little bit, but one of the things we like to complain about that's more considered to be like almost part of any hobby that's centered around an artistic aspect of the business.
Okay.
Comics or illustration, it's a form of art. There's writing. It's about colors. It's about visual art. Everything's moving and flowing. So we could be more critical on the product that we love.
Yeah.
The same way we're critical on movies.
Yeah.
We talk about the Marvel MCU that way and other things.
Everybody's at a high level where they can delineate the information. So you have a bigger index of people who know what's actually good and what's actually bad. So the problem is with that, people's feelings get in the way.
True.
People can be smart enough. So that's where I can see, people getting a little bit upset, by the conversation. But
well, hopefully the banter in a comic shop or a record store, Family Video, whatever it might be. You used to be able to talk to any of the clerks in those stores when you went to a record theater.
Yeah,
it was about what you were buying,
And like maybe it was a smaller segment, but like nobody seemed in a bad mood. Like everybody,
Did they not play the hippest music at record theater when you went over here at University Plaza?
Oh, always.
Oh, good rock, good soul. It's like, what is that record?
Yeah, and you used to just go in there to get the vibe and like go up to the counter and be like, "What's that?" Yeah.
But when somebody was passionate about their favorite artist who was a little off their game or put out a new record and it really wasn't that good, I like to hear when somebody actually calls the person out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, nowadays nobody wants to call anybody out because everybody's got all these feelings and all these emotions
everybody
going
wants to be correct.
Look at the people who talk about the Buffalo Bills and sports like that, and the Raiders and, whatever it might be. If you can't talk about your teams for having a shitty game in your town, then there's no game.
Yeah. You got it. That is a social platform. Like
social platform is it.
Yeah, sports is definitely a social platform people need to discuss.
And I think it adds to the intellectualism of it also.
Oh, no, absolutely. So I also believe that if people ask you questions, you should share your interests, hobbies, goals, or passions. If people are engaging you and they're asking you like, "How's your week been? What did you do?" You should definitely feel free to share.
Well, I like to do that with themes. Like sometimes when we're talking about certain things, and whatever the subject is, it's generic at this time. It's moot. But whatever that subject is, it comes up. There's always going to be a couple threads in there that are going to pertain to something else. That's like, I know you're going to like that.
Yeah, so you want to tie that into the conversation.
Yeah, like generically today we were talking about like second season of
Mindhunters.
Mindhunters.
Yes.
About the guys who actually created the codes and everything for the serial killers.
Yeah.
What does the guy and the skinnier fella say? The other guy's kind of like that German, not German, but he has that GI look, haircut look.
Yeah.
He's the older fella.
Yeah.
But the young guy's really entertaining in season 2. By the way, folks, check it out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that guy. He was really good in season 1.
But the way they play it up is just related to they're giving us good service as an actor in a TV show.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I like to definitely share my hobbies. When people ask me, what am I into? I tell them do a podcast with a friend of mine. A partner. Yeah. I read a lot. There's shows that I like to watch. I like to go out, hang out places. So I definitely personally feel comfortable. And everybody may not be at that level of comfort to disclose certain parts of their personal life. But I feel it's okay, especially when they ask. I always wait for the customer to ask. If they engage in that deeper level of conversation, then yeah, I'm definitely willing to go there.
If you're in a place like that and that's happening and transpiring, you'll kind of notice a really interesting thing you can observe if you catch it. You'll notice there's 5 or 6 people that have been there for a little bit, and they're all sort of soaking up the vibe of the location and where they're at.
Yeah.
They're either in a bin, they're looking through a record bin, they're looking through back issues of comics, and they're absorbing. Sometimes we try to make sure the music's pretty good. We play some cool music in the shop.
Definitely play good tunes.
So when you leave, you feel like not only did I get a bunch of comics I love, I just heard from the Pepper Rally guys at that store tell me how good the books actually are.
Yes.
So I can't wait to read them. And not only that, we talked about a little of this and a little of that. The dude even asked me about how I'm feeling and things of that nature. People eat it up. And I just by default have to talk that way.
That's
How's
awesome.
your kids? How you been? What's going on? Or like this one. You see a face that you sort of know, right? You're not really sure. Best way to break the ice is going like, I know your face. You're an old customer of ours, haven't you? About the 50 years of the 5 decades that we have, I got that little line I can use. I say,
yeah.
Hey, do I remember you from the past or whatever it might be?
That's a really useful line right there.
And if it doesn't work, it breaks the ice on the first time they're in, so they don't feel it's like, can I help you with anything?
What
can I do for you?
And
they're going like, that's okay, I'm okay, dude. I'm just looking.
And that kind of ties into like the 4th thing that I think is incredibly crucial for sensational customer service is to remember names, remember facts, and remember prior conversations.
Well, you want to know something? I can remember the prior conversation. Mm-hmm. I can remember the facts. I've got a problem with names. I don't know if you ever noticed me when I tell the customers, what's your last name again?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I know who they are. Is it that I take that for granted? I was always curious what an outside person might have thought of why I can't do that. Are you good with names?
I am good with names.
Well, I'm not. What do you think could be the problem? I'm not taking anybody for granted.
No. Not at all. Like me, and it kills the first 20 seconds of the interaction, but I go over the name 10 times in my head. I'm kind of paying attention.
About 10 times?
About 10 times.
Wow.
I want a strong, so I meet a guy, I'm like Larry. So I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking Larry.
Wow.
Just going with it, and still paying attention to the conversation. So having enough of the conversation to be able to respond and reply. But I'd like to get those 10 names in there.
I don't have a system of 10. Somebody told me in the last few years something to try, and I have been. But I just can't seem to remember if it's actually been working. But I think it does work. Whatever the person's name is, they say put that person's name in a sentence or a situation or somebody that has the same name.
Yeah.
And you say that about 3 or 4 times, and it seems to linger.
Yeah, it's a longer link, and it's a mnemonic device. So like that definitely helps. Like I said, for me,
what's it called? A harmonic or a harmonic?
Mnemonic.
Mnemonic. Yeah.
Mnemonic. Yeah, it's a mnemonic technique. We'll talk about that. And it definitely got to have some kind of, tip, trick, something in your wheelhouse where you can remember somebody's name, The fact that you see them at the same place is going to be a little bit hard because, if you have a business where you're getting a lot of traffic, faces start to, to blend in and merge. So, at the end of the conversation, too, I always say, hey, Larry, it was good to meet you. Very good to meet you, Larry. Say
you
his
extend
name
your hand,
to
a nice
him.
little handshake. When
Yeah.
I go that far, that conversation and that sale is the highlight of the day type of one. You only sometimes get like maybe 1 or 2 of those a day.
And then they feel like, oh my God, I just met this guy at this place, and he was amazing. Yeah, you got to remember those facts. It's like those are like the cherries on top. Like the cake is great, but it puts you over the top. I like to speak very well when we have the Henny Boy episodes.
Sure.
We can get a little bit loose, but
Henny Boy.
Well, yeah, Henny Boy's in the house. When I'm at my job, I do not use slang, and I give very clear solutions.
Really?
So
no F-bombs?
No F-bombs.
Wow.
If I'm on the floor, no F-bombs. The exception is if there's people that's like, coming around the building, loitering, asking for money, and I've told them already twice that they have to go. The third time, I want them to know that I mean it.
Yeah, the volume goes up a little bit.
Yeah,
sure.
So the volume goes up. I drop a few F-bombs. Sometimes I drop the F-bomb on the floor with customers. I wouldn't advise that personally. It's not
Without mentioning names, did you have a situation recently at one of your where you were working, and when management was spoke to you, and they went like, "Dude, you did what we wanted." We won't mention the name, but it's like, think about that.
Yeah, no.
See, deep inside, you did the right thing, but technically, you're not supposed to do that.
I'm protecting the brand. I'm protecting
You're
the business.
protecting your job.
I'm protecting
the
my
safety
job.
of people, your
the
other
safety of
employees.
Everybody's
and the management's happy.
Yeah, everybody's level of comfort. So, with that's the only time I use any colorful words. But I never use slang. People, yo, bruh, yo, cuz, what up, like,
homie,
just sir. I'm shopping here. I plan to spend money. You can call me sir. You can ask me what my name is. I'll tell you I have no problem with that. But sir, that's all I want. Not any of the slang. Not the yo, yo, yo. Like, no.
Look, here's one of the things I was going to ask you about. Was related to what you're just saying. When you go down the street to our little local liquor store that we like to shop at, and you pick up a bottle of Henny. Oh, by the way, my drink is loaded with Henny tonight, and I mean not like loaded, but it's predominantly Henny.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing.
Henny,
it really is.
Yeah.
But does your guy down there know when Julian shows up? It's like, does he know it's a Henny boy? Yeah, he must.
Know. He pulls the Hennessy out. We went through
you brought the dark out too. What was that darker brand that came out recently? It was a richer
Henny
brand.
Black. Yeah.
Henny Black. Good shout out. Try that one, folks.
Yeah.
Sorry about that interruption. I was just tasting my drink and I just had to bring it up.
Yeah, so, just wrapping up, just, conduct yourself in a manner that, that's befitting to your station,
Don't
help
fake
people, remember people, be enthusiastic about life, and you will start to give sensational customer service.
Yep, and don't force it. Be natural. Yeah. And it's easier. It'll come out easier. If you try to force it, you're going to say stupid things. You're going to look like an asshole in front of the people you're talking to.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Just be natural.
Yeah, so ladies, gentlemen, if you enjoyed the content that you heard today, please leave a comment, please give us a like, or please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell. That was the weigh-in. Henny Boys in the house.
Classic.
Shit, that shit was fucking good.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm going to let it run until it barks out totally, so we got a little moment in there.
Okay.
In case anything stupid comes out.
Yeah, that shit.
I saw I cut you off a couple odd times here and there, but I tried to make it smooth.
That was cool. I felt like I was in like a little spaceship, and I was like, I gotta get us to the end. I gotta hit all my topics.
No, you did.
Yeah.
I knew you were. I know when you were reading. I knew you were near the end, so I felt that when there was times to throw in some more magic, it worked out well.
And it was magic because in these, I tend to be a little bit more straight man, which allows you to get be a little bit looser, and I like that shit.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Wine brings that out of you.
It does. And I think it's a great thing. So like you said earlier at the beginning of this segment here, it's good to sip wine, a good red, even a white's great too. It really makes the relationship work out well. Because women like the subtlety of drinking. Men like the knockback stuff all the time, right?
But the subtlety and just enjoying the moment. I personally, I like Napa Valley. I like Camus. It's a Napa Valley brand. It's good. It's a red wine. I really like it a lot. But so, in like...
But that's an American wine, obviously.
Yeah.
And American wines are really heavily popular nowadays, and they are that good.
Once again, you can have whatever wine or whatever adult beverage that you want. Sure. To me, for Valentine's Day, wine, whether it's white or red, is always a good choice. I'm just saying.
Well, the game player himself knows. So I believe everything you say, brother.
Big talk. So... the fourth thing I'd like to bring up is reliable sitter for the kids.